All right. Live on Tuesday night. And it's Human Charlie's here. It's going to be DVD. No, not DVD. Laserdisc talk tonight. I'm going to do my... I keep feeling I fucked something up in my little finger. But it's probably okay. I feel like the middle joint is bending less than it was, not more. I want it to be bending more. It just feels funny. And I swear to God, sometimes when I'm doing the exercises, I expect the finger to just snap. It feels very weird. Hello, Madam Butterfly, by the way. Damn, y'all. God damn it. I'll work on that. Pouring myself a drink. Not intending on making a cocktail video tonight. I'm 2.5 months ahead. I don't have to overdo it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to put all that in there. Well, that fills the glass up. That's a lot of drink. And because I'm a fancy boy, I get some orange peel. I got this orange, especially this afternoon on my way home from work. This one's peeling right. Oh, that's a beautiful peel. All right. See, what's it do? Oh, yeah, it's nice. Maybe a bit less pith. Trim a little pith. Take the pith a little bit. Don't think this is actually necessary. Certain situations, the pith adds bitterness, but Mrs. Angry never complains. But I'm just doing it anyway. This is arbitrary decision time. And yeah, I'm going to do another one. Then I'm going to probably want these for garnishing a cocktail later in the week. If the peel isn't as good as these, I'll be annoyed. Because the orange peel starts to dry out when you've breached it. I have learned some of the science of cocktail making. So there is a chance this is the only good peel day for this orange. Be disappointing if that proves to be the case. I'm going to use it again on Thursday and Friday night. Oh man, that was a gimme and I didn't get it. Cherries on my drink. Hello, Justin. Fun and dandy Tuesday night. I did see that video you posted, Malcolm Turnbull. It's hilarious. I mean, it makes him feel good, I'm sure, to point out the failings of the Liberal Party. I'm also reasonably sure he knows they're not going to listen to him. It's like the last person they'd listen to. You know what it made me think of back when he was leader of the Liberal Party, Prime Minister, in fact. Andrew Bolt wrote a column and he's going like, oh, the trouble Turnbull's going to have is He makes sure everyone knows when he's the smartest person in the room and will rub others in the Liberal Party the wrong way. I just thought, Andrew Bolt's so fucking stupid that he doesn't realize he just put into words, Malcolm Turnbull is smarter than anyone else in the Liberal Party, and they're all going to be petulant little bitches about it. Just because he's a real snooty dork. If a new centre-right party emerges, I think he'll be involved. Don't know that there's any future in a centre-right party, is there? One Nation's the future. No, they're not. While I am prepared to be proven wrong, I am still holding to my opinion, which is based on considerable evidence. There's a world of difference between people answering in a poll, I'd vote for One Nation, and One Nation getting seats in Parliament to an extent where they actually become a meaningful political force. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it for now. I'm certainly not going to say anything as stupid and naive as the Australian public will never support One Nation as a major political party. I have far too low opinion of humans in general. I think on balance, over time, humans make more good decisions than bad decisions. I think humans make progressive decisions more often than they make regressive decisions, but it's not a straight line. It's all Jeremy Beremy. Hello, Billy, what are we wowing about? Justin, the Liberal Party may collapse. Happens another new party, and you don't mean One Nation. Again, I think the chances of the Liberal Party collapsing are close to zero because they're just too lazy. Oh, right, that's what you're wearing, the new glasses. Yes, I do have new glasses. It is remarkable how few people have commented on, like, I got them yesterday at work, and I've been in a few online meetings and I was talking to a few people at work today, and no work people said, oh, new glasses. And I think they're very different. But people haven't noticed. I think they're good. Thank you. Suave as fuck. Thank you. Justin, yes, obviously the Liberal Party came out of the collapse of the previous mishmash of conservative parties. And yeah, nothing lasts forever. I mean, it's just my opinion. And I think, and won't it be funny if I'm wrong? Am I ruling out the chance of me being wrong? No. I just think it's an infinitesimally small possibility that in the immediate future, like, yeah, because you're kind of suggesting it looks like it now, but I don't think it's going to happen now. Okay, I'll put an asterisk on that, Justin. If the Teals or, independent conservatives who are centre-right conservatives run candidates in the next federal election and do really well or do even better than the Liberal Party, I still think the most likely thing is the Liberal Party will say, hey, if we gave you an equal voice and marginalized the far right, would you join us? I think that's the most likely outcome. But there's always a possibility that it would go the other way, that moderates from the Liberal Party would defect and they say, let's form a new political party. I think, look, it's possible. I just don't think it's going to happen. You're ahead of schedule. Nice. Well, let me know when you're ready to go. It's possible Earth gets hit by an asteroid in the next 10 years. I don't think it'll happen, but it's possible. Hey, Greg, how you going? It's possible that there'll be a mass coronal ejection of such force that sends such a blast of radiation towards Earth that it completely fries our energy and communications infrastructure, plunging the entire world into terrible chaos. It's possible. I don't think it'll happen. Actually, I've got no basis for saying I don't think it'll happen. I defer to scientists on this, but my meager and possibly extremely wrong understanding is it's not possible to predict if and when that would happen. Like, it's an absolute fucking dice roll. I'd be interested in what, the sort of leading scientific thought on that front was. Someone stop me before I just ramble on every depressing possibility, all the various swords of Damocles that are hovering over our heads and could turn the world upside down in a fucking heartbeat, or a metaphorical heartbeat, some in an actual heartbeat, because there's a whole bunch of terrible things that could happen that from our perception would happen pretty much instantly, even if they had been detected by some people. And that's coronal mass ejections is one. And nukes are another. Nukes are always there. The fact that there's these hundreds, thousands of warheads that could cause annihilation, and we're just sitting there, well, they probably won't get launched. They could. Just so you think the brand will become too damaged eventually. But also there's a real tendency from political commentators to, when you see a dramatic and decisive result in one election or two elections, to ascribe some sort of permanence. The Americans are particularly bad at this, like either in full elections, like, the presidential and congressional elections, or the midterm elections, when there's a huge sweeping win to one side or the other, you get all these pundits talking about that party having a permanent majority, and they don't. The cycle swings back the other way. So, I mean, there's a tendency to read too much into a short political cycle and assume that it's going to, there's a tendency to assume what's happening in the short term is going to be permanent. And we have overwhelming evidence that that's simply not the case. Mind you, sometimes we get sudden cataclysmic changes that upend everything. I say, political prediction is a mug's game. So, yeah, it's just it's almost like even just predicting future technology. People can sometimes pick big shifts in particular things, but there is a recurring thing where people have failed to comprehend the depth of the change some innovations bring. Like the creation and adoption widespread of the internet is not a surprise, because computer science had been moving in that direction for decades. Networked computers, communication over, wires to remote people, that had been happening for decades. And the technology to make it sort of a mass medium was there for a while and just kept improving. But nobody really predicted the absolute upending of the world the internet would cause. Because if you could go back to the 90s and just particularly like talk about social media, talk about people that have a job where they're an influencer, where all they're doing is posting social content that millions of people see, and they make money just by saying, hey, isn't my life awesome? You say that to someone in the 90s, it's like, what? But yes, this is me philosophizing about change. I started reading about the Japanese election. Hard right coalition won a sweeping victory. Like the one party got 2/3 of the seats. Like the Prime Minister's party got 2/3 of the seats. But because they're a coalition, their coalition actually controls 3/4 of the seats. So it's like a sweeping win. And I think there's a lot of talk about, oh, what's this mean? Because I also think this party is fairly aggressive at facing off Japan. Sorry, this Japanese party in power are fairly aggressive at facing off China. Who knows what that will mean? God, an idea just popped into my head. If to, emphasize their stand against China, Japan upped their cooperation with the US and I know there are US military bases and naval bases in Japan, but if they really went full on where, the whole US Pacific fleet was parked in Japan, which then got bombed by China, like reverse Pearl Harbor, Japan getting bombed rather than doing the bombing. That's not a cheery thought that I just had, honestly. But, politics is weird and unstable and wobbling about all over the place. Who the hootin' heck knows what's going to happen? Not me. I mean, not that I'm shy about prognosticating, but yeah. Justin, Japan's an example of a party becoming dominant, been in power since the end of WW2 with the exception of a couple of years. Yeah, that's what I understood about Japan. The one party had been very dominant, but yeah, the inherently conservative culture in Japan. I mean, seriously, you get mainstream politicians in Japan venerating war criminals. You do not really get mainstream politicians in Germany venerating Hitler, but it's the equivalent's done in Japan without the blink of an eye. And I will stress, I do not use the term war criminal lightly when talking about the Japanese Imperial Army in World War II. guilty of mass atrocities, crimes against humanity. Fuck knows how many people they killed in China. I think it was 1 million or more. But just the way they ravaged across Southeast Asia and the Pacific, and just the torture and murder of prisoners, absolutely despicable. Yes, Justin, that is of course correct. A lot of the Asian democracies see one party overwhelmingly holding power over an extended period of time. As I've said multiple times, I think that's unhealthy, because any party that holds power unchallenged for an extended period, at best, gets lazy and stops thinking they actually have to serve the public. At worst, become criminally corrupt. So it's a hell of a thing. God damn, my fucking finger. I feel like I need to. The scar on my finger is still quite tender. Not even sure how much it shows up on there if I do that, but we're going to get some lotion and massage my finger. As they say in the classics, it puts the lotion on the skin, puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Okay, so it does show up easily. Okay. I think I actually need to do it, particularly the bottom part of the scar is quite sensitive. Okay. So yes, we both think in movie quotes, though. So, which reminds me, I was going to look up. God, I saw a reference to a Western where Henry Fonda is the bad guy, and he's very bad. It's a Sergio Leone film. Is it Once Upon a Time in the West? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just saw bits of it, like, because Henry Fonda was a good guy in virtually everything he was in. And in this Sergio Leone spaghetti western, Once Upon a Time in the West, he's just an evil fucking bad guy. You've got Once Upon a Time in the West and Laserdisc. Nice. Yes. So, Madam Butterfly, if I get lotion and you see this rhythmic motion just out of camera shot, it's my finger I'm massaging. China, sorry, Justin, if China became democracy CCP, well, there's no opposition. It would take again, China, quite conservative culture. It would take an extremely long time for an opposition to get traction. Generations, I would think. You know what I do? Have a mineral water, and then maybe mix myself a beverage for the Laserdisc talk. Hey, Celtic. Thank you for complimenting the shirt. I do always appreciate it. This is one of my more abstract ones. This is like I was wearing this at work, and someone was saying how much they liked it, and I was like, yeah, I'm talking about it being like a 50s, 60s sort of retro futurist design. And when I started getting these colorful shirts in 2020 during lockdown, doing online shopping, the first shirts I got, which weren't cocktail themed, but I was getting a few that had these abstract designs that were very 50s, 60s in the vibe. And I had a couple, and I quite like them. And then on the same sites where I was buying shirts, one day, I don't know, I was just searching, they have cocktail themed shirts. Then I've just been getting solely cocktail themed shirts since then. But this is, while it's cocktail themed, it's got iconography of cocktails, of jiggers and shakers and whatnot, and glasses, but it's quite stylized, and it is in that 50s, 60s design vibe. Justin, that's another good one. Singapore, incredibly conservative. Ugh. Madam Butterfly. Saying same size as mapping? Oh, well, okay. Yeah, Justin, I haven't followed Singapore politics closely enough to know what's happened over the years. Oh, that's refreshing. So they're going to see a burst of Sergio Leone movies on Plex. Nice. Oh, God, you know what you got to get if you don't already have it? I think the proper name for it is Duck You Sucker, but it's sometimes marketed under the name of A Fistful of Dynamite. Holy shit, it's a good film. It's a Sergio Leone film. The politics of it, just revolutionary politics. It's like a guy, an Irish guy on the run. He's like an IRA separatist, and he's on the run because of what's happened in Ireland. And he ends up in Mexico, and he first has a very interesting conflict with some Mexican bandits, and then he joins them like revolutionary style. And it's the whole thing of revolutionary politics. It's fucking great. Can you hear the magpies? I think magpies are actually just sitting in my front yard singing. They've been there for ages. So really, Plex updates. So yes, I did see all the British shows that you added. And there's a new Burbs TV series inspired by the Tom Hanks films. Too much stuff to watch, man. But the Irish character is played by James Coburn. Oh, yes, the new Game of Thrones spin-off's getting good reviews, I think. Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Oh, I am enjoying everything, but yeah, it's just so funny when James Coburn character has this run-in with the Bandidos because they've just held up a stagecoach and robbed it. I think it killed some people, and then they sort of try and stop him. He's on a motorcycle, and he ignores them and goes past, and like one of them shoots his motorcycle, and he just like hits the engine and it cuts out. And he's just and he just like puts the kickstand, gets off the motorcycle, and just walks into the stagecoach that they've been tearing all the stuff off. Walks in, and he's just ignore everyone, and they're going like, "Why are they ignoring us? Why is he ignoring us?" And then he goes into the carriage, and then he comes out of the carriage, and he walks past the leader of the Mexican group and says, "Duck, you sucker." And he's like, "What?" And the stagecoach explodes. And they're like, and so they were poor guns like, "Okay, fuck you, man. We wanted that. That was worth money." And he says, "Well, you can shoot me if you want." And then he opens up his coat, and he's got bottles of nitroglycerin and sticks of dynamite wrapped around him. And he goes, "But if you shoot, the map makers are going to have to go to work because this mountain won't be here anymore." It's wild. I unsubbed monthly Plex updates on Messenger. I don't even remember that was a thing. But I look at your Plex all the time, so I get a very good idea of what you've been adding. I'm thinking of what to watch this weekend. Oh, good. Did you see the latest Criterion Closet video on YouTube? It's Laura Dern, and she just keeps going. Don't want to do too many spoilers, but if you watch it, like, don't look at the time code. Full screen it so you don't see the time, and you're just going like, is she going to get another one? Is she going to get another one? Is she going to keep going? Oh my god, it was good. You added Once Upon a Time in the West, Sad Hill on Earth, Duck You Sucker, Sodom and Gomorrah. It's great. It's really good. Laura Dern loves movies. But yeah, one of the ones she picks out, which is one that multiple have, and I thought, it's an Italian film, Diabolique, and I think I've seen it just when I was sort of flicking through the channels on your Plex. So I was thinking I might watch that this weekend. Maybe I'll watch Once Upon a Time in the West this weekend as well. Oh, nice. Let's go. Hot takes. Home for the elderly. You know how much I love hot takes. You're not racist, but oh, you didn't enjoy Bad Bunny. I literally, I could not tell you a single Bad Bunny song. I have no interest in Bad Bunny. I have no interest in sort of mainstream pop. That was actually on the TV at work live, and I was like, that's interesting visually. I kept thinking from the actual crowd at the ground, I was feeling like they weren't going to see any of the show. But yeah, I have no interest in Bad Bunny. I'm not the target demo. It's that simple. I'm not expected to be a Bad Bunny fan, and I'm not. I also don't have any weird objections to it. You love the Green Day show. Okay, this is a generational thing. Didn't like Bad Bunny, like Green Day. There's a story that they muted the line where in American Idiot, where he said something about MAGA. Oh, I like hip hop. I like hip hop and rap. It's one of my favorite genres. I don't even really regard Bad Bunny as hip hop and rap. He's like very top 40 mainstream pop. You know, what are the big Man and Butterfly's a Bad Bunny? I bet you are. You know, like if I go with the autoplay playlist on YouTube, how often is it rap or hip hop? So, oh god, there's a new one I picked up because it was very big on Triple J, Ninja Archie. I'd never heard of her. It's this real sort of 90s vibe electro, and it's even the themes of the songs are about computers and things, and it's almost like 90s glitch pop. It's very interesting. Hilltop Hoods are always going to be on my list. Briggs, Run the Jewels. A lot of pop though. Chapel Roan, Pet Shop Boys, Triffids, Placebo, Tones and I, Royal Lotus, Tame Impala, Lola Young, Billie Eilish. Pop is my main thing. Indie pop, Billy Bragg, Brendan McLean, Manic Street Preachers, OMD, Tame Impala, Regurgitator, More Briggs, Youngblood. The Rubber Banders. I regularly get Rubber Banders. It's a really funny techno track they did, Double Dropping Yolks with Eamon de Valera. Eamon de Valera was a character from the Irish War of Independence, I think, and yolks was Italian, Irish slang for ecstasy. So double dropping yolks with Eamon de Valera is a techno track where it's like I'm in a club taking excessive amounts of ecstasy with revolutionary Irish figure Eamon de Valera. Very thing. You prefer jazz. I am not a jazz fan. You got old man taste? That's fair. Yeah, there's some good country. I'm not an opera person at all. Not a jazz person. I'm kind of surprised you didn't have Once Upon a Time in the West on your Plex if you had it on Laserdisc. So, okay, penciled in, increasing my classic movie watching this weekend, penciling in Once Upon a Time in the West and Diabolique. But, who knows? Anything could happen. Celtic, you're a metalhead. I was way more into metal when I was young, like in the 80s. I still like some heavy stuff. Like in the 90s, I was quite into industrial. So yeah, often you don't have movies on the Plex if you have them on Laserdisc. You're saying Abigail's a metalhead too? And I've talked about this before on streams, but I love you can find this on YouTube. Metal fusion with ethnic music. And the Who are doing Mongol, like Chinese Mongol themed music mixed with metal. Bloody Wood, who are doing traditional Indian merged with hip hop and metal. Baby Metal doing idol pop with metal. What's the New Zealand guys called again? Something Weapon. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, I found like fucking Samoan metal. Maui metal. Yeah, I think the Kiwi band's called Alien Weaponry. So I do really enjoy. I found a lot that I enjoy. That's various ethnic styles merged with metal. There you go. It was Alien Weaponry. Yeah. So, mind you, even Briggs, the Aussie rapper, has followed the Ice-T path because Ice-T, of course, was a famous rapper, and he started a metal band called Body Count, which has a few good tracks. Briggs put together a metal band called Big Nota. I think that was just last year. Did I see the last 80s track? You passed it on Jukebox. Well, I mean, I could go and look. What do we got on Jukebox? Last one was Pat Benatar. Yeah, we talked about that in a previous stream. Oh, no, sorry, that's not Pat. Or is it Pat Benatar? Oh, we did talk about that the other night. Not my favorite. I'll just throw it out there. Hey, Zeus, fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, fucking Discord's just been really fucking weird to me. All right, Kelty, you're off. Got to get DoorDash. Okay, have fun. I do love Fisher's Ed song, So Long. I remember that from Countdown. Okay, I think I mistook the Pat Benatar one for another one, We Belong or something, which is one of the big anthemic ones. But yes, I do not number Pat Benatar among my favourites. You know, she's fine if that's your thing. There's a thing about Countdown. 90% of what they played was the most mainstream top 40 stuff. But every now and then, not necessarily every week, but probably at least every second week, they give someone obscure a shot, like Fisher Z or the Reels. Oh, no, definitely. I remember So Long from Countdown. Like, I don't remember it as retro. I remember it at the time it came out. And at the time it came out, the only thing I was going to see it on was Countdown. So, as an old Gen X head, I feel confident in making the assertion it was on Countdown. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I've finished my mineral water. I think I'm going to have a pee break, wherein I'll play my latest book movie video with the coffee old fashions. And I'll mix a drink ready for Laserdisc talk. Oh, sorry, I'm the only. Before the Turning Point halftime concert, which was a predictable shit show. Those people are so fucking weird. The denial of reality thing. Now, I've just got to remember how I got this to play. I think I have to make it play through Windows media player. Okay, where are we? Carry here, old fashioned. Open with Windows media player. Okay, what are we doing here? Where's the controls? Where's the... Okay, this fucking laptop. Okay. Jesus Christ. It's okay. It's, you know what? It's not always my fault. I've got to time it with Dr. Abigail so I can get my proper fucking laptop back, honestly. Okay, this laptop's fucking changed audio settings. Sound settings. What the fuck is it saying is the speaker? Yeah, it's saying the microphone is... Get fucked. Honestly. Where I live, the city of Melbourne. All right. So, let's see if I can get this to go. Oh, yes, you want the Zoom mic. Yes. Okay. I'll have that too. Yeah, I'll just set it here. Right, you bloody well right. Okay, I'm going to play this video. So you got to tell me if the audio is playing. And why the fuck don't you default to sharing audio? Okay. Do this. All right, so tell me if the audio... Oh, what am I doing? Tell me if the audio is playing. Come a little closer. I want to tell you about where I live, the city of Melbourne, Australia. A city that likes to fancy itself as sophisticated, but honestly, full of degenerate drug addicts with no religion. Okay, not no religion, there are actually two main religions in Melbourne: Australian rules football, which I don't care about, and coffee, which I actively dislike. I'm in more of a fringe religion, the Church of Cocktails, and maybe we get a weird reputation because we hang out behind secret doors down dark alleys, but there's nothing sus, honestly. Anyway, back up. This could be the I reconcile with the coffee crowd, because the cocktail everyone's talking about at the moment is the Carajillo Old Fashioned, which is a cocktail that has a coffee element. It's inspired by the Carajillo, a traditional Spanish drink. There's a few different recipes people post online. There's a lot of wrong ones. Everyone who knows agrees a Carajillo is pretty simple: 50% coffee, 50% liquor 43, which is a Spanish vanilla liqueur. The Carajillo Old Fashioned takes inspiration from this. It's got a split of rye whiskey and cognac as the base, and it has coffee liqueur and liquor 43. So it's got those elements of the Carajillo in there, though strictly speaking, it's its own thing, of course. Because I love old fashions, I thought I'd try it. And, you know, it's closer to coffee. I could bridge some of that divide between me and the coffee lovers. So I made it, I tried it, it was okay, it was fine. I think it's for coffee lovers, and as I mentioned, not a coffee lover, so it didn't set my world on fire. But you know what I did love? About 2 years ago, I made an old-fashioned variation that had coffee liqueur and vanilla syrup in it. That's right, 2 years ago, independently, I came up with a vanilla coffee old-fashioned. Everyone's been obsessing over the Carajillo old-fashioned for 6 months, but I independently came up with an old-fashioned variation with coffee and vanilla 2 years ago. I'll just pause for applause. Oh, whatever. Like I said, I really liked mine. The one letdown is I named it badly. I'm not a coffee person. I called it a vanilla macchiato old-fashioned because I swear I've heard someone order that in a coffee shop, and I looked it up, and macchiato is a coffee with foam on top. So that doesn't fit an old-fashioned. I'll keep working on the name. Maybe cold brew vanilla old-fashioned. Whatever name I go with, I'm going to go head-to-head on the two cocktails, but I am going to change the coffee element I use in the Carajillo old-fashioned. When I tried it for myself, I made it with Mr. Black. I think most people who can get a hold of Mr. Black use that in cocktails. I'm actually going to use a coffee-infused whiskey from the Archie Rose distillery that they call Blasphemy. It still has the coffee notes, but it's not quite as full-on coffee as Mr. Black is. So looking at the ingredients side by side, the Carajillo Old Fashioned has a split base of rye whiskey and cognac. For the rye, I'm going local with the Gospel's straight rye whiskey, which comes in at 90 proof. For the cognac side, I'm going with Martell's Blue Swift, which is a cognac which has been finished in bourbon barrels. As I mentioned, the coffee element is going to be Archie Rose's Blasphemy whiskey, and the vanilla element for this is the liquor 43. For my old fashioned, the base is whiskey. I'm going with one of my favorites, Starwood's Solera whiskey. The coffee element is once again Archie Rose's Blasphemy, and the vanilla element is vanilla syrup that's designed for flavoring coffees. Mine also has 1 dash of aromatic bitters and 1 dash of orange bitters. After all that build up, I'm really looking forward to trying the two next to each other. So let's get down to making them, starting with the Carajillo Old Fashioned. In a mixing glass, put 30 mils or 1 ounce of rye whiskey, then 30 mils or 1 ounce of cognac or the brandy of your choice, then 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of coffee liqueur, and 1/4 ounce or 7.5 mils of liquor 43. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, then straining that into a rocks glass, preferably over a big chunk of sexy clear ice. I'm going to use my favorite old-fashioned garnishes, a twist of orange peel, and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. For my vanilla coffee old-fashioned, get the mixing glass again, and we're adding 60 mils, 2 ounces of the whiskey of your choice, then 3/4 ounce or 22.5 mils of coffee liqueur, then 1/3 ounce or 10 mils of vanilla syrup, then 1 dash of aromatic bitters and 1 dash of orange bitters. Also stir this one for the 20 to 25 seconds to get it nice and cold and get that dilution. And once more, pouring it into a rocks glass over a big chunk of sexy clear ice, and I'm using the same garnish, a twist of orange peel and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. Now the moment of truth. I'm going to try mine first, which is noticeably darker than the Carajillo Old Fashioned, That would be because I've got extra coffee liqueur in here, which is weird for someone who said they didn't like coffee. And I liked this, I know, 2 years ago. Let's see if I like it now. That's good. I like that. So have I softened towards the Carajillo Old Fashioned? How does that taste? You know what? This is going to sound vain, but mine's smoother. And remember, I've got 3 times more coffee liqueur in here, and I'm saying I'm not a coffee person. There's just something about going all whiskey that just works for me. I think one of the things that makes the Carajillo Old Fashioned popular with a lot of people, that split of the cognac and the rye whiskey is appealing, and that's how I make a Sazerac, one of my favorites. So I'm a little surprised, but I genuinely prefer mine. So if you've indulged in the Carajillo Old Fashioned hype this year, this is my challenge to you. Try my one and maybe come up with a better name for it. How do they say coffee names? You would say vanilla first. So I'm going to say vanilla cold brew old fashioned, even though it's not cold brew. I'm trying to attract coffee people, okay? So I have enjoyed this experiment. It's got me back on my double fisting bullshit. And these are 2 pretty strong drinks. So I'm going to have to go and sit down and drink these. And I'm looking forward to that. I hope you do try this. Let me know what you think if you do, because I genuinely prefer it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe, I'm just vain and conceited and like my own creations. Who knows? I think it's good. Maybe you will too. I hope you try it and enjoy it. Until I see you again, cheers. Alrighty, there we go. Stop sharing. Well, I'm pretty happy with how that came out. The book was out of focus. Yeah, it was. But it's not like I can shoot that twice. I just had to deal with it. Sophie had pepperoni pizza for dinner. I had salt and pepper squid. Which was very yum. Oh, man. Just made a Harkin Old Fashioned. It's really yummy. Before we start, so let me know when you're ready with the laser discs, Charlie, and we'll get going. My backup drink. Ready? Okay. Let's go to invite. And this is just for Charlie. I will just ignore anyone else who tries to join just for this time. Jake Paul. Oh, okay. Jake Paul is a fucking vile piece of shit, just by the by. Like, absolute fucking garbage human. Yes, I saw something like his girlfriend is in the Olympics. He's a fucking steaming pile of shit. Here we go. Take the comments off stage. No, I can't hear you, so I don't know what's going on at your end. So,
okay, there we go. Okay,
there you go.
I just had to pick. I was on the wrong microphone. That's all.
Oh, okay.
You know when your video camera microphone built into it. You know,
mine was on the wrong speaker when I tried to play that video. The stupid laptop.
Oh, and last week on Friday when you were trying to show the video, you were about to smash the fucking computer in half. You were so at it.
But I worked out how to do it. But yeah, it was just being fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, like you said, you got to get the computer back from Abigail.
Yeah. Yes.
Good to see you. Hello, welcome back
Hello.
for another week.
All right.
All right,
All right.
ready?
What's that?
This is my Zoom.
Oh, your Zoom. Okay.
You've
So,
got to
all right, I'll
press record
switch.
on your Zoom.
I will switch on mine.
If you can, turn down your speakers just a fraction so it doesn't get too much on the microphone.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Opie's just going to turn the veggies before we start making
Sure.
a video.
Okay, let's.
Okay, starting recording.
No. Okay, I'm not recording yet, so
Oh, okay.
I will give you some warning. Talk
Give
some
me
more
a
for
click
me.
when you do so I can
Okay, no, it
balance
needs
them
to
and
be
get
more
them
than that.
synced up. Because I'm going
Okay.
to take your audio and my audio and then lock them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Because this stream audio, there's a massive delay between us talking, and that's why we tend to talk over each other so much. I think, or I tend to talk over you more to the
All
point.
right.
Is because there's this massive delay. Can I show you something, by the way?
Sure.
I'm quite excited about this.
Okay.
What did I do with it?
I also forgot I had some Toby stuff came in the mail, but he's gone now. So
I don't know which screen to look at. There's multiple
hey,
versions
so
of every screen here. I'm looking into a mirror of a whole different direction.
Okay, that screen is a preview screen on the right. The main screen is the one with Angry in it.
Yeah, I assume that one would be. That one's the one that looks average. That one's different.
All right.
That one's the main control system. Yeah.
Hi.
Bye, so.
So yeah, I got the new hoodies that came in the mail.
New merch, nice.
I'm sending yours soon. But there's the back.
Oh, nice.
And there's the front.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff.
So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Okay, just making some room.
Alrighty. Hopefully the battery on the Zoom lasts for the duration of this, but
Yeah, and you got enough memory left in the on the SD card as well.
well, that too. Yeah.
My thing, because it records in WAV, means that I get 2 hours and 50 minutes, or around about 3 hours on a stick.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Wait till Sophie comes in.
I'm still for
Get out, woman!
I'm still for at least 40 minutes.
It's all right. She knows I'm playing with it. It's okay. All right. Ready to go?
Were you talking about doing the clap for audio sync?
Yeah, I like to get a noise, you know.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I think we should do it separately because our audio is separate. But
Okay.
okay, but get rolling.
Yep, rolling. Okay, well, welcome back for another week. I really appreciate all the attention you guys gave us last week. I'm here again with my friend Angry Aussie, and we are going to do another It's a Whole Laserdisc thing.
Because it is a whole thing.
It is a whole thing with a Laserdisc.
Yeah.
And I've got a really good lineup of movies this week.
All right.
Yeah, I did not expect it, but sometimes, like this guy, okay, for the record, I don't know if I've mentioned this to anybody at all. I should have weeks ago, but all these lasers for the last month or so has all come from one guy, and That guy is David Aspinall. And David Aspinall was the head of Channel 7 and Channel 9 and was Alan Bond's right-hand man. And so all these laserdiscs are from like this dude who has like this house that has like two galleries attached to it and stuff like these guys are just like sickening rich kind of people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they contacted me on the website as this happens quite a bit. Someone even contacted me today about grabbing some lasers off them, and I generally just say, yeah, I'm absolutely interested. I just need a list of what you've got or a picture of how much I've got, just so I can get a general gist of what to offer. And I like to offer people a fair amount because I don't like being one of those guys that are like, you know, that Porn Stars show where the dude with the bald head is always offering them like a tenth of what it's really worth or something like that. I don't want to be one of those people. I like to be fair on people, so I offer them, you know, a decent and fair offer. Anyway, I'm babbling. I'm really excited about David Aspinall's collection overall because I got a whole bunch of other stuff that came with the collection. Because he worked at Channel 7, I got all these behind the scenes kind of stuff that came along with the collection that I'm going to donate to the I've donated some already to the National Film and Sound Archive, and some of it Channel 9 has requested if they can have it too, because I've got brochures from the 70s that promotes when they were bringing colour television into Australia.
Nice.
Behind the scene designs of when Channel 7 was introducing HD TV to Australia with Sony in cooperation. They made this van and they travelled around the eastern cities of Australia. And it was one of those vans that would expand out from the side, and you could sit in and walk in and look at all the TVs and see a standard definition television and compare it to an high definition television and stuff like that. This was in 2001 before we really adopted. I mean, I didn't get HD TV until 2007.
Yeah.
But early adopters were in there right from the 2001. Anyway, David Aspinall, I'm really glad that I got his collection to share with you guys. I don't know if he was a great man or anything, but whatever. He was.
But you got a good collection from him.
Who had a really great collection of laserdiscs. Okay, let's start off with the first one, hey?
Yes.
All right, boss. Here we go. Robot Jocks.
Okay.
Okay, so this is set in the future. You know, all the world wars are finished, but there's still a competition to stop world wars.
Yeah.
USSR and America build robots and they battle each other in a stadium.
Is that Japanese anime or
no? It is 100% like Pacific Rim.
Oh, it's humans. Okay, so it's live action. I'm sure there's lots of model work in it.
Oh yeah, well, it's 1985 or 6 this came out.
Okay.
And there was another film that was attached to it, and I can't remember, but here's a little bit of that video because I'll look it up later. Anyway, yeah, Robot Jocks.
That's a fun, obscure
little movie, and I'll sort that out after because there's an Obi in there, and it's all tricky to put it back in. Okay, next up.
Oh, Rounders, the gambling one.
Have you seen this? Do you remember this movie?
I saw this in the cinema. Yeah. Rising stars of Ed Norton and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
It's just impossible to forget that. It's so funny. So yeah, Rounders. If I remember the plot right, they're like doing the grind of gambling. They're
Yeah.
not flashy Vegas gamblers.
So Edward Norton plays like it's such a typical gambling story. Edward
Yeah.
Norton plays a underground gambling ring and ends up into massive debt. And they're like, "Oh, the mafia is going to kill me if they don't get the money
Yeah.
back." And then Matt Damon gets some money
Oh
back.
yeah, because Matt Damon's trying to go straight, and
Of
he
course,
gets dragged
of
in to
course.
help Ed Norton.
How did I forget that Matt Damon was trying to go straight?
Yeah. Is John Malkovich in that movie?
Let's have a look. Yeah, John Turturro.
Yeah,
John
okay.
Malkovich.
I was just making sure I wasn't mixing up two movies.
Martin Landau.
Yeah, good cast. There's a funny, I saw it on a short on YouTube, Matt Damon talking about various films. And because he was still really young when he did that. And John Malkovich is a legend at this point, and he's playing a Russian character who's got an inventive name like Johnny KGB or something is his nickname. And Damon says, my first scene with him across the table, and Malkovich is doing this, and he's just doing a really stereotype Boris and Natasha Russian accent. And they finish the take, and like the whole crew seems to be going like, God, he's so good. He's so amazing. And Matt Damon's going like, what was that? That was kind of like just not real. That was crap. And he's sitting there feeling confused. And he said Malkovich leaned across the table and went, I'm a terrible actor.
But he's not though. He's so there are so many movies that he is absolutely sensational in.
Oh no, he's great. He's great.
Liaisons last week, and you said it's really cheesy, so I was like, "Oh, I'm all in. I've got to watch that film." Did not see cheese. Saw a really serious film that took itself really seriously, and
maybe I just
the storyline was
like
very run of the mill, kind of like, oh, okay. Typical.
I feel it's like a soap opera. Like it's a really high quality soap opera, but it's like a soap opera.
I agree with you 100% there. It was very soap opera-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you meant by cheesy.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
hamming
up the acting. And
the acting's great. The story
love ham. You know. Yeah. Ham and cheese. Okay, next up.
Oh my God, I love this movie. I think this was Jackie Chan's first Hollywood lead role, Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh, no, not by a long shot. He has had many Hollywood lead roles there, but the first one that I remember was called The Protector, and that was in 1982 or 83. Remember, he was in Cannibal Run.
Yeah, but he wasn't a lead. He was a side character.
Okay, lead, yeah. Protector was the first one that he did, like in 1982. Then remember he did a gangster film in the 80s as well, like a 1930s kind of, you know, Al Capone kind of gangster film as well. But yeah, this was the one that actually broke him into the into America, because the other two flopped really bad.
So maybe this is just the first one I liked.
Yes. Well, yeah, this was 1995, I think it was, around 94, 95. Such a cute movie, you know, like all about moving into town and taking over a job working at a little supermarket, and, you know, trouble breaks out in town, and the gangsters always, you know, a little bit exaggerated and stuff like that. It's really cute. Yeah. And I guess Jackie Chan broke the Twin Towers.
Yeah. He did a roundhouse kick on the
Going Twin Towers. Going by the ants comment last week, you know, yeah. Okay, next up, another Jackie Chan film.
Oh, Rush Hour. That was like his big hit.
This was when he went big in America. Rumble
You
in the
know,
Bronx
I used to
is when he
confuse
got
Chris
recognised.
Tucker and Chris Rock.
I'm sorry, I talked over you. What did you say, Angry?
I used to confuse Chris Tucker and Chris Rock. Like, I thought they were
Oh,
the same person.
definitely, yes. Except the one way I knew was because Chris Tucker never took any roles besides Rush Hour films and Friday.
Yeah.
Like, what, Money Talks? A little tiny role in Fifth Element? He
Yeah.
was barely in many movies at all.
Yeah.
He was very
It's just
picky
a
because he
coincidence
made
because
so
there's
much money off Rush Hour that he
yeah.
was like, I don't need to pick any roles anymore. I'm rolling in money.
Yeah. Because their style when they were young was very similar. The very brash, boisterous.
Yeah,
comedian.
over exaggerated again, like you was saying, like
Yeah.
I was saying before. Yeah.
And they're both called Chris. That's confusing.
Oh yeah.
That's what confused me. I don't think all black people look the same. It's just they were both called Chris.
Okay, this might be a slightly racist comment. You tell me to cut this out if I'm wrong. They're both the same kind of brown.
Yeah, no. And they had the same haircut at their peak.
Yep.
Look, at their peak, they had the same skin tone, the same hairstyle, the same delivery.
Yep.
And damn it, their name was Chris.
You know, like yeah.
Their name was Chris. That was really confusing.
Should I cut that out, or is that okay? I think we've passed.
No, I think we're just being honest.
Borderline. Yeah,
I'm just
really
outing myself that
okay.
I thought they were the same person for a while.
Good. Okay, next up we have a Wes Anderson film on Laserdisc.
Is that his first feature?
No, his first picture was called Bottle Rocket.
Bottle Rocket. Again, this is me being old and hipster. I saw Bottle Rocket in the cinema when it was new.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it when it was new? Did it blow you away, or did it look like it was just a substandard?
No, I liked it. It was at the Valhalla Cinema in Sydney, in Glebe. It was at an art house cinema, and I quite enjoyed it. And yeah, it was also the first movie with those brothers in it as well.
Yeah, the Wilson brothers, Luke Wilson and
Luke and Owen.
See, I didn't understand. I didn't actually get into Wes Anderson until The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, which I went to see because it was a Bill Murray film.
Yeah.
And I totally locked in. I was like, okay, I get this director in every way, shape, or form. And ever since then, I've watched every movie almost as soon as I can when it comes out at the cinemas.
Yeah, Wes Anderson films usually worth watching.
Yeah. A funny thing is, going back, watching Rushmore was my least favorite Wes Anderson film.
I'd have to re-watch it. I rented it on home video.
My least. I'm thinking through all the Wes Anderson films. I think it's my least favorite. Yeah.
See, I wasn't a huge fan of The Life Aquatic, maybe because so many people talked it up. I didn't hate it, but I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you like Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Do you like Death?
Death's always good.
Well, this one brings both in spades.
This is always on like stream, and I rewatch at least scenes of this every couple of weeks. Of course, the Normandy landing, one of the most
the
epic
first 15 minutes of this film should be gone down in cinema history.
Yeah,
as one of the most perfect recreations of war that's ever been created on cinema. But on top of that, it's how high. Okay, you've got to really battle senses in order to really go the full length of what war can do and show how disgusting war is and stuff like that. Censors don't want you to see that. They don't want to scare kids from signing up to the army, you know. But this film went well beyond that, you know.
Yeah.
And I think they were protected in the stage of like, oh, well, that was the olden days, folks. We don't do that anymore. But,
you could argue that some of the later scenes are a bit more cliche action stuff, but the opening sequence is just incredible.
Yeah, and it's got a Waiting for Godot kind of vibe about it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, cool film. All right, here's one of my favorites. I love this movie. I have watched this movie about 30 or 40 times.
Oh, Michael Keaton is the bad guy.
Yes, he was. And
Yeah.
what a great bad guy.
Because he'd been a leading man up to this, and here he just plays bad guy.
You know what? Matthew Modine, I could put him in a basket of actors that I could not give less of a shit about. But Michael Keaton, oh my God, he made this movie and took it to a whole new level. I love this film so much.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that you're meant to discover without watching, without knowing what you're getting into. And I'm not telling you. All we've said is he's the bad guy. And why? How? Please
watch the
find
movie.
out. You will not be disappointed. It is awesome. Okay, here's one of your favorites.
Hell yes, that's one of my favorites. The Professional. Oh my God, I love this film so much.
You like the tagline down the bottom? Make speed look like a slow ride to grandma's house.
that is a pretty funny quote, quite honestly.
You know what? I never felt this was a massive. I love Luc Besson. Luc Besson's one of my top favorite directors, but I don't feel like this was a great action film. This was an emotional,
it was a character film.
Hey,
it was a character film.
Exactly.
Young Natalie, and I mean
in both
young
the girl
Natalie Portman,
who's Natalie Portman, yep, and the guy John Reno, and Gary Oldman as the crooked cop.
Yeah, Jean Reno, who is French, but he's playing Italian in this, and it's because he just talks with an accent. So they said, American audiences can't tell the difference, man. But again, fun trivia fact: there's a famous bit where Gary Oldman's character, when they think they've got Leon cornered, but he's so dangerous. He goes and he says to them, just get everyone here. And one of his subordinates goes like, well, who should we bring? And he just turns and screams, everyone. And I've seen interviews where Gary Oldman says, we were doing a couple of takes of that, and I was getting a bit annoyed. And Luke was saying, can you give it a bit more? And he said, so I just did this ridiculous, stupid, over-the-top one. And Luke went, that's the one. And he's like, sure, okay.
He did that in a deal with Luc Besson, and Luc Besson funded a film that he wanted to make that's in the shop as well, and it's called Nil by Mouth. And it's about a man who abuses his wife so much so physically that she's in hospital and can no longer take food, and that's why it's called Nil by Mouth.
Yeah,
it's an extremely hard watch, but an emotional, effective film. And if you haven't seen it, it's just amazing seeing Gary Oldman behind the camera, showing what he could really tell, how he tells a story differently. Raw, very raw.
Yeah, very.
And I feel stupid bringing this disc up next after this conversation, but
let's go. Cuck? Is that film called Cuck?
No, Luck. Pure.
Okay, Luck. I've been on the internet too much.
Clearly, right? It's not Pornhub. Okay, so this is Martin Short there and Danny Glover.
Right.
And so the idea is Martin Short is accident prone. Yes. Anything he does, like you put in the example they used in the movie was there was a boardroom of chairs that he could sit, and they went, you sit anywhere you want.
Right.
And the chair that he picked was the one that they broke the leg of. Right? And there was no way to know, that they looked like the rest of the chairs. And so what happened was the person that he's employed by has his daughter kidnapped or has gone missing, and she is also accident prone.
Okay.
So they're like, let's get this accident prone to find another accident prone person. And then it's basically Danny Glover rolling his eyes for about 80 minutes of the movie while Martin Short gets into constant trouble like this.
Yeah. Martin Short's very good at physical comedy.
What's that?
Martin Short is very good at physical comedy.
Yes, I cannot deny. Jiminy Glick. I'm a big fan of Jiminy Glick.
Yes. It's like how to just build an entire character around a fat suit.
Yeah, or what's the other one with I'm sure he does. Ed Grimley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his Ed Grimley character. Okay, next up is the first of two bundles that we're doing. You know how I like to do bundles? Right, so we don't need to talk about all three films separately, but we can if we want.
All right, let's go.
Right. Pause.
Pause for effect.
Or if we're in a pause, I'm picking the veg.
Sophie would like to check the vegetables.
Mm-hmm. We're in a pause, I'm going to run for it.
And while she's on the way back, she's going to grab a man of beer as well, too, please.
I think I've decided, I'm having my apple old-fashioned here, which just tastes like apple and there's apple pie. It's apple and cinnamon. It's that concentrated Applejack I made. That's beautiful. I
still got some of that left.
I reduced apple cider, and there's whiskey in it as well. But it just tastes like apple, and it's really nice. It tastes like apple and cinnamon.
It's so much. That's the thing. I wasn't a fan of it when I got it by itself, but when you add a bit of whiskey to it, what I did is I mixed it with the snake.
Yeah, and I didn't have the drink.
And may I please have the Asahi with the lemon?
Yeah, so this has got whiskey, bitters, sugar, and the Applejack, and it's really nice.
All right, then a apple cider. Well, no apple cider. What's called ginger beer. Is it recording still?
Yep, I was just checking battery. Battery's good.
Battery's still good? That's not a twist top.
That's not a twist top.
That's the thing about being a bartender. You've always got to
have your bartender's friend with you.
Always got one nearby.
Yeah, I've got one on my key ring. I often forget, the number of times I've been with someone like, oh God, we need where's the bottle opener? And I forget I've got one on my key ring.
You have one in your pocket the whole time, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and starting back in 4, 3, 2.
All right, so next disc is a bundle. And you like bundles, don't you?
I do like bundles.
Yeah. Well, do you like The Omen?
Oh, all three. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, I love the original. Gregory Peck. Oh my God. Also has the second Doctor Who in it.
A fan of the third one. The third one.
Are you saying you're not a fan of it?
No. I found that a very early Sam Neill film.
That's possibly his first Hollywood lead.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Yeah. I prefer 3 to 2.
2 I love.
You love 2. Okay.
Yeah, 2 is just the right amount of cheese. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just a fun, silly.
But classic 70s horror. It's just
Yeah, but it's right on the brink of 80s. I think Damien
3's
was
probably in
like
the 80s.
78, 79, maybe. Yeah. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, this will be cut. Okay, next up, we have a huge bundle. This one's going to be an expensive one too because it's
Okay.
very hard to get all 7 films
7.
in one collection. Yep. So we have the Police Academy movie,
Yeah.
Police Academy 2,
Wow.
which is called The New Recruits.
Yeah.
Then we have Police Academy 3, which is called Back in Training.
Yeah.
Then we have Police Academy 4, otherwise known as Citizens on Patrol. Citizens on Patrol. And then we've got Police Academy 5, which is Something in Miami. Who cares? And then we have Police Academy 6, which is City Under Siege.
Yeah.
The High Tower film, I call this one, because because all the other cast left.
Everyone else has stopped.
Everyone left the movie except for High Tower and this one.
Yeah.
And then number 7 is Mission to Moscow, or as I call it, Police Academy in Russia.
Did Gutenberg come back for that one?
Who did?
How didn't some of the cast come back for the Moscow one?
Not really. No, there was some that okay. By the time 6 and 7 came along, there was Michael Winslow and Hightower. If anyone knows who Hightower is, the guy who was obsessed with the guns was in it. I think even Hooks left by the time 7 came along. Yep. Oh, there was still Captain Harris, who gets dressed up in women's clothing in number 7. But yeah, so the first 4 have Mahoney, which is the guy.
Steve Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg.
Steve Gutenberg.
So they're the kind of semi-respected ones out of the lot.
Yeah.
Number 1, is a big old boob fest.
Yes.
Because that's what they were doing back in 1981 with movies. Number 2 was much more grittier, and I don't think they really knew what they really wanted to do with the Police Academy franchise at that point.
Yeah.
But by number 3 and 4, they're like sister films because they're so much alike.
Yeah.
They bring in, extra characters that add a lot more interesting, changes to the film series and stuff like that. For instance, David Spade is in number 4 as the skateboarder. There's a whole bunch of skateboarding scenes in number 4, which was really cool back in the late 80s.
It was a very 80s thing. Also, the original Police Academy held a record for the longest cinema run in Australian cinema history. It was showing constantly in cinema for over a year. By the end, it was down to one cinema, I think the Village on George Street in Sydney.
Wow.
But it had enough audience coming for over a year for it to them to be making money by still showing it in a cinema. It held I don't know if it still has the record, but it had
like that. We'll go see something multiple times shamelessly. Pink is another performer that comes to Australia. And when she does, last time I remember she came back in 2007 or 8. Yeah. And she did like a month of shows in Australia.
Yeah.
She broke the record because before that, Dire Straits came to Australia. and did a month of shows.
Yeah.
Every third day they do a
Yeah.
performance. And
Yeah,
the
it's
same
kind of
thing.
if they have the staying power, some of these acts could just keep doing shows forever in Australia. People would keep going to see them.
Yeah, because we really love revisiting, because it's we don't have a big enough population for a show to continue on, in purgatory. You know what I mean? But we do have a population where a lot of people go and watch a show again and again.
Yeah.
It seems to be an Aussie thing that we do, where we have no shame in going to see a show twice, 3 times,
Yep.
4
Yep.
times.
Mhm.
We love it, yeah. Okay, next disc.
Yes. Oh, Edward Scissorhands, classic goth Tim Burton film.
Who was the bad guy in this film?
Oh, the nerd from the John Hughes films.
Yep.
That was the first time like he got sick of his nerd character,
Yep.
and he's buff as hell, and he's the bad guy in this. Anthony Michael Hall.
Yep. Good memory. There we go.
Yeah. He was most recently, because he's like my age, he was most recently in a series of Reacher on
Oh, really?
Prime.
Okay.
Yeah. He was the main supporting character in a season of Reacher. And it's like, yep, I can still see him. And he's still, solid guy. He, like, at some point in his late teens or early 20s, he's going, no, I'm losing that whole nerd thing from the John Hughes stuff. I'm going to the gym and I'm getting big.
Boy, did that pay out for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what he needed.
To get away from it, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about movies that I remember him in besides, the John Hughes ones like Weird Science and stuff. He did a movie where he played Bill Gates.
Yes, he did.
I've forgotten.
Was that the one where Noah Wiley was Steve Jobs? Because Pirates of Silicon Valley, that was called, wasn't it?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. They left out the bit where he slept with underage women.
Well, that didn't happen till much later, actually.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought that would have been in the...
No, that's why he's... Oh, okay.
At least when he bought out Windows 3.1.
It's relevant for this video, but in his younger days at Microsoft, what they would do, because it was all guys, and they were all nerds, and they were all repressed.
Right.
And they'd go out to strip clubs, and because he had so much money, he would just pay, after they were in this strip club, he would just pay the strippers and just go like, everyone's going back to my place and we're having a pool party. If you will just jump in the pool nude and cavort around, I'll give you another couple $1,000. And don't worry, they're all too nerdy to actually make moves on you. They're all too, but it's a story they'll tell everyone that they were at a party with all these naked women. And the strippers are like, sure, why not? But yes, eventually he was very deep in the Epstein stuff, and that's why his wife divorced him. That was very clear in the divorce proceedings.
I didn't know that.
No, she just said, stop with this Epstein bullshit. And he went, why? And she was, cool, we're divorced now.
Anyway, yeah, there was another movie, Johnny Be Good. That was another good one with Anthony Michael Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And, anyway, so next up, we have...
Wow. Okay, the movie of the 20th century, basically.
Yeah. It was a massive, massive film that came out in 1939, which was the biggest year of film.
Yeah.
In history.
It was an incredible year for you. And I think inflation adjusted, its box office, if not still number one, is right up there.
So 1939, there was Gone with the Wind, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, The Wizard of Oz, Goodbye, Mr. Chips. It was a massive year for film. And, for all that, so they made $20 million back in 1939. So if you adjusted it for inflation, it's around about $2 billion in movie ticket returns.
Sorry, yeah,
Which,
I'm literally trying to look it up to see. Yeah, box office inflation adjusted, Gone with the Wind is still the highest. 1.8 billion adjusted.
around about 2 billion. I said 2 billion, but 1.8. That's still pretty close.
The original Star Wars 1.6 billion, Sound of Music 1.3, E.T. 1.3, Titanic 1.2. It was Wait, are those figures right? I think the figures for Avatar are a bit low. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't even know. But look, honestly, there's probably a couple ways to cut the statistics, but adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind is still right up there.
Yeah, because
the absolute record of box
in
office.
1939, $20 million was like $2 billion. It was a massive.
It's like everyone in the world saw the film. The numbers for Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, and considering in 1939 movies were toured, they weren't played in multiple cinemas like we do now.
No.
It was a film that they would put on a train and they would travel the train around America, city to city, and show it and screen it for a few days, and then back on the train and then travel to the next city and then screen it. So
there would be more than one print traveling, but there was not thousands of prints traveling.
No, there'd be like 10.
Yeah. So and that's the run of films would go for years. Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. Anyway, do I like the film though? Not really. I found
I think it's really dated
and racist. So
it's definitely racist. It's definitely racist. Yeah.
So it's not really my thing. But having said that, I'm a big fan of 1939 movies. A lot of them are very, very.
That one shot that still holds up of all the wounded soldiers. It's like it starts off with a close shot of it being with the wounded, and it just pulls back and back and back, and it's like a whole field covered with
and it just keeps going.
That shot still holds up.
Yeah. Okay, and Clark Gable is an amazing actor as well.
He's a very good actor. So is Vivian Lee. They're both great, incredible leads.
He's got a very magnetic charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next movie.
Yes.
I haven't seen this one.
Okay. I also have not seen this, but everyone who has seen it talks about the quality. This is a period drama. I've seen little bits of it. Anthony Hopkins is a butler in a very high-end English estate house. And it's a whole class thing of the rich snobs in the house basically feel the people who serve them are incapable of having deep thoughts or an inner life or anything.
Right. Yep.
Great cast, like really well. I've seen bits of it.
That show Bridgerton again.
Yeah, I've seen bits of it. It's really well shot. It's really well acted. It's class drama, but I've never sat down and watched it beginning to end.
So the only reference I have to this film, there's another film. You know who Christopher Guest is, the guy from Spinal Tap and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
He did a film called Waiting for Guffman, which was like the first of the series of improv documentary films that he made.
Yeah.
At the end of Waiting for Guffman, the teacher, who's the main character of the film, moves to Hollywood and opens up a nostalgic store selling, shit, and, memorabilia and stuff like that. And one of his hot items was the Howard's End lunchbox for kids.
Which, of course, is an absolutely farcical product. Yes.
Right? Yeah. And so that's the only connection I've really got to
Yeah.
as far as knowing anything about Howard's End is understood that it's clearly not that kind of film that a
Yeah.
kid would enjoy,
Yeah, it's essentially like if you're a Downton Abbey fan, this is a really high-end art house film that's dealing with that same social structure.
There's a lot of those kind of films I found in the
Oh
90s.
yeah, England loves making those films.
Yeah, but America seems to love them too, by the looks of it.
There's again, just hot tip, if you like Downton Abbey, the American version made by the same people is called The Gilded Age, set in early 20th century New York. A great series. I really like it.
And Bridgerton, isn't that the same kind of show as well?
Bridgerton is a super camp version of Downton Abbey. I love Bridgerton. If you just want cheap, sexy, cheesy thrills, Bridgerton is your go-to.
Is that what they're watching in The Simpsons? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next disc. I haven't seen this movie either.
Oh, but look at the cast. Michael Caine, Sigourney Weaver. I do not know this movie. I have not seen it.
So there's not much more to say really about it. If we haven't seen the film, I can't really talk it up to you guys. So let's move on to the next film. But
Moving on.
I really love Michael Caine, and I
So do
think
I.
it would be great to see a film with Michael Caine and Sigourney Weaver in the same film.
Yeah, seems good.
All right, here's another one that I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Black Hunter, White Hunter, Black Heart.
White Hunter, Black Heart, correct.
I got it backwards at the start. I have seen this. Again, Clint Eastwood, as a filmmaker, technically brilliant filmmaker. And this is a typical Clint Eastwood. This is an incredibly well-made film.
Did he make this?
He's the director, isn't he? Doesn't it?
Let me have a look. I didn't know that. I wasn't.
Double check. Is he the director?
Warner Brothers film, so that says a bit. Oh, there we go. Yes. Produced and directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. No, a typical Clint Eastwood, incredibly well executed film.
Well, then I need to watch this before I get rid of
it.
Yeah,
not my favorite Clint Eastwood film, but again, typical for him. He is a really competent director.
To have a favorite Clint Eastwood film. There are so many great films.
Aside from the dodgy racial politics, Gran Torino might be my favorite Clint Eastwood.
I like Gran Torino a lot. I really like Richard Jewell as well.
I actually haven't seen Richard Jewell, but even, oh my God, when I rewatched his first directorial thing, Play Misty for Me, when I rewatched it last time, I'd forgotten how funky the credits were. It's just pure 70s sort of funky graphics in the credits.
The boxing one, where the neck gets broken.
$1 Million Baby.
That was really good.
That's really intense. Yeah.
The war movie that he made, both from both sides of the war. One was called Flags of the Fathers.
Yes.
And one was called...
There was a documentary called Letters from Iwo Jima.
Yeah, it wasn't a documentary, though. It was an actual acted film.
But the letters were real.
Oh, well, okay. So the letters were real.
The letters were real from Japanese soldiers.
You know, like Flags of the Fathers was.
Yeah.
And they were connected brother-sister films, you know.
Yeah. So Flags of Our Fathers was a dramatization about the soldiers who raised the US flag over Iwo Jima, which was this incredible, memorable image that was captured.
Yeah, there's statues of them and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
But Letters from Iwo Jima, the letters are real. They were actually written by Japanese soldiers.
And shows the other side with a sympathetic view because they were just
which people were very surprised that he did that. But I mean, what else? He did Heartbreak Ridge.
Yep. Oh, we're going through a bit of... Okay, we're doing a bit of Clint Eastwood.
Okay. His war films.
Yeah,
He
he's
was with the guy
not
who was the
his
conscientious
war films.
objector, didn't he? Or was that a Mel Gibson film?
What one?
The guy who was the conscientious objector but saved all these guys on the battlefield. They all thought he was a coward in fight because he was a conscientious objector, but he went out after a disastrous battle. He went out and was dragging back injured guys from no man's land.
Oh, is that We Were Heroes?
Sorry?
Is that We Were Heroes?
No, that's a Mel Gibson film about
Yeah,
Vietnam.
that's the one I thought.
which I
Okay,
don't-
yeah, I don't know this one that you're talking about. I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's the guy who was the second Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield is the lead in this movie. It's doing my head in.
So thinking back to Clint Eastwood movies in the 90s, though,
Yes.
we have The Unforgiven, which you love. I know you
Okay,
love.
that's my favorite Clint Eastwood film. Yes.
Yeah. There was The Rookie. That was a fun movie. In the Line of Fire with John Malkovich as a
Which is fun but silly.
with a plastic gun. Remember, that was a good one. A Perfect World, which is a Kevin Costner movie where he abducts a kid and becomes friends with.
He's a crim. That's an underrated Clint Eastwood film.
Absolute Power, which is a political thriller starring Clint Eastwood, but also had Gene Hackman in it. And Gene Hackman and working with Gene Hackman working with Clint Eastwood is like, you know how you taught me that phrase, greater than the sum of their parts.
Yes,
that's exactly how I feel with Gene Hackman and Clint Eastwood working together. The movie isn't fantastic, Absolute
it's
Power.
not my favorite, but it's pretty good.
But those two performances are incredible together.
Yeah.
What else?
And the thing is, Gene Hackman is the US president who's a piece of shit, and Clint Eastwood is a criminal, but he ends up being the one with integrity. Also, the film I was thinking of
that have come out in the 2010s. So I'm skipping the 2000s because we've pretty much covered most of those, except for Mystic River, which I know you love that movie too.
I do like that movie. Yeah.
But yeah, skipping to the 2010s, we've got J. Edgar, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, isn't it?
Playing J. Edgar Hoover. Yes.
Yeah. The Jersey Boys movie, which was really cool. American Sniper,
which is a fun piece of propaganda, but anyway.
Sully with Tom Hanks.
Yes, I like that
landing
movie.
the plane.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Mule, which I liked a lot more than everyone else seemed to like.
I like The Mule. It's just like this. It's kind of funny because it's just this old guy who somehow ends up becoming a drug courier.
Yeah. Speaking of drug courier, there was another one called Cry Macho. Have you seen that one? Yeah, that one you should definitely put that on one of the weekends. And Juror Number 2, which was his last film, was pretty decent as well, but a lot's really slow, you know. Yeah. Okay. We love Clint Eastwood films. I'm just not a big fan of the man because he's a little bit.
I don't like him personally, but he's an extremely competent filmmaker.
Extremely, and chooses really good projects to work on. You know, like they're good films that he's made. You know. Okay, speaking of good films, you can't go past something like Bingo,
which was a huge hit, if I remember rightly.
Massive hit. Oh, mate, this took in almost as much as Titanic.
Good film for the kids, anyway.
No, I have no idea if it is or not.
No, this was actually really successful.
Have you seen it? Have you been?
I haven't seen it, but it was really successful.
Okay, let's just move on.
Yep. Move on.
Okay. Here's a good one. I have seen this one. It's called Before Sunrise.
Oh, that's the first one, yeah?
It's the first of the 3 Richard Linklater films that have these 2 characters in it. And, oh, my God, oh my God, if you want to talk about chemistry on screen,
Yeah.
now I'm not one of those kind of people that's into chick flicks, which is
Yeah.
this is a chick flick, you know. But
This is
these
for
two
me.
are
Yeah.
just make the hair on your fucking neck stand up. These two together, they are
Yeah.
amazing. I don't know how they put it together. It was like
Yeah.
a lottery, you know, and they just managed to hit the fucking jackpot with these two together.
Yeah. Yeah. So it ended up being a trilogy. This is ultimate Gen X for me, this film. It's
Oh
so
yeah, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
Ethan Hawke is an American tourist in France, and he meets an absolutely gorgeous French girl,
French.
and
Yep.
they're getting off, and it's everything that happens between them before sunrise. The second one is
Yeah,
called Before Sunset,
that's the second one. Yeah. So this one
which
is
takes
they get
place
off the
years later.
train and they tour France through the night.
Yeah.
And in that time, they realize, okay, I shouldn't. No, no, I'm not going to
Yeah,
say
don't
anything.
give
I'm
anything away.
sorry.
And then there's a third one, which is more than a decade later, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, the second one is 4 years later, and the
Yeah,
third one is like another 10 years after that.
yeah. But
And that's
brilliant.
what Richard Linklater does. He
Yeah,
really loves emphasizing on time passing.
yeah.
There's another film he's done called Boyhood, which he
Oh
filmed
God.
over I think 16-year period.
Yeah. An
Um,
absolutely unique film in as much as it is literally filmed over a 16-year period with the same actors. And it's
yep,
a kid who goes from a kid to a young adult. But yeah,
and
these
turns
ones,
into an amazing actor as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So this one's a quite a sought after laserdisc actually.
Oof.
There's a whole bunch of these in this collection that are quite sought after, and yeah,
Good
no, you'd
movie.
be lucky to get this. Good job if you got it.
Good movie.
Okay, so Aladdin.
Yes?
The first one came out, and
Yep.
Robin Williams sued Disney and said, "I don't like. I made it specifically clear in my contract that I didn't want the genie to take up more than 1/3 of any promotional material that you did."
Right.
And then Disney made a deal with McDonald's where they put the genie on their Happy Meals
Yeah.
that was nearly 98% of the actual picture
Yeah. Yeah.
being the genie. And Robin Williams went, right, okay, we have a contract where I
Contract
specifically
reach.
asked you not to do that.
Yeah.
And I like working with Touchstone Pictures, but I'm really upset that you've done that. And then he left. And the second Aladdin movie came out. It's called Return of Jafar,
Yes.
and it has the guy that does Homer Simpson's voice. What's his name?
Dan
Dan.
Castellana.
Thank you. And about 2 years later, Robin Williams had chats with Disney, and Disney went on a full grubby on the knees, you know, begging
Yeah.
for forgiveness. And
We're
Robin
sorry
Williams
we
came
broke
back,
the deal. Yeah.
and he decided to do King of Thieves. And I love Robin Williams, and Robin Williams has always been someone that can do no wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like he really hit even a 6 out of 10 on this.
Okay.
I feel like it's important to have if you're going to have the Aladdin set. You can't have just two of them. You got to have King of Thieves as well. But yeah, I just walked away quite disappointed with this third performance, and I love Robin Williams, especially the chaotic nature of Aladdin. And we have to pause again. I'm sorry, Angry Aussie.
Okay.
So I can tell those things again.
I should probably stop the audio recording just to be safe as well.
Really? You have to? Yeah. Okay.
I'm just thinking of the battery.
I thought you keep it going, and that way it stays in sync with mine.
Well, I've already switched it off because I was worried about the
Oh,
battery.
God, make me work harder, why don't you? You know?
I am. I'm making you work. Well, I'll just do another thing like my recording starting now.
Yeah, okay. Oh, next one, I don't know.
All right.
She's just put it to bed. Geez, won't be a second, sorry.
That's all good.
We've only got... Oh, actually, we've got quite a bit to go. Sorry. Okay, we're going to have to start speeding up.
Yeah, we've been rambling. We need to get a bit more focused.
Oh, I love rambling with you.
We do. It's just so much fun.
It's the best part of this Tuesday night. Is just
the whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing.
I can get pumpkins out of sunburn.
You want another cocktail
I was
first?
just checking to see if there'd been much chat, and there hasn't really. They're all just chilling out and having us in the background, I think. Do I want to have another drink? Probably not. Well, actually, I know what I will have a little bit of. My citrus got real. Ah, looks a lordy. Okay, I ain't gonna do it because I'm not gonna do it. Oh, but I'm just gonna have a real little bit of it because standing up, I'm like, ooh,
I am definitely leaving the Cleanswood part in.
Had some alcoholic beverages. We'll just put that. What year is this from again? 2022. Jesus. Okay, I've had that for 4 years. 3.5 years anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day. You need to start focusing on making cocktails for bruises that you've had for ages.
Yeah.
And clear them out.
I'm going to do tequila one next because I got a lot of tequila.
Yeah, I'll be honest, you don't do many tequila, yet you love them. You love tequila.
Yeah. Well, one of my top 10 from 2024 is called the Oaxaca Night. I want to do that. And I was also thinking, I don't have any cocktails in the barrels at the moment. I think I'll make a tequila mezcal old fashioned to go in the barrel for a few weeks. Maybe make that on Thursday or Friday night. But the Oaxaca Night has citrus, and citrus is not really good for friggin'. Okay, well, you're doing that. I'm actually going to have, just so I don't get stressed, I'm having a quick tea break.
Glass, please.
Excuse me.
Okie dokie.
He's just gone to leave. Thank you. tell me what you want. What you really, really want. So tell me what you want.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, I sold the Spice Girls movie this
Right.
week. I made so much money last weekend. I couldn't believe it.
I know you had all those sales. That was like, yeah.
Oh.
Sale week. Thank
Wait, the
you,
post office
guys.
lady was like, "What the fuck?" You know.
Just like, yep, cashing in here. Here we go.
Yep. Okay, next up.
Okay, no. I've got to switch the recorder back on.
Sorry.
He's not done yet. And I've got to count you in, remember?
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
1, 2. Okay, we're going. Okay.
And resuming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
so next up is another movie that I haven't seen.
A kids one. I don't know this, but again, this was a really highly regarded kids film. It's like a bit deep in the message that's in it.
What? Do you like it, do you?
It's a nice movie, that one.
It's very stereotypical. It's one
It's
of
very
those.
sweet.
You ever watch Community?
Yes.
You remember the episode where they found the trampoline in the special garden?
Yes.
And it was a place where one can center oneself and they can see things and do things that was never dreamed possible anywhere else, you know. Well, that's sort of what this film was kind of, trying to do,
Yeah. It was like a very traditional English kids almost fairy tale.
Yeah, when I was taking the pictures, I read the blurbs, and it was basically, there's an orphan kid and a kid that is spoiled but never gets out of bed because he's disabled or something like that, and then the third kid, which is like the normal one, and they all get to this garden and they can imagine and see shit that can't be done, or all that kind of shit.
You're
Yep.
pretty much bang on.
Okay. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Come on, boys. It's bobsled time.
I've never watched this movie. Like, it's a really popular movie. I've never watched it.
This is a fun, light-hearted, sweet movie that had an ending that blew my mind when I first saw it.
Yeah.
With
But
everything
very
that
popular
was
movie.
leading up to it, I thought they were going to do the usual Disney thing.
Mm.
And then they didn't. And
Yeah.
you're like, what? But this was the first movie that I saw John Candy was going really downhill.
He was saying yes to everything.
Well, it wasn't that he said yes to everything. This was a movie that has aged perfectly well and is still as popular today as it was back in the 90s. It's a great time to watch it now because of the Winter Olympics on at the moment. But what I noticed is in the film, John Candy was about a third bigger than he was in Uncle Buck.
So his health was suffering.
Yeah, he was starting to really sink. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay. Moving on, we have another classic.
Lady Hawk. Oh my goodness. This is a great fantasy film. Very young Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, you've seen this one.
Rutger Hauer.
Rutger Hauer. Matthew Broderick, and how do you pronounce his name?
Rutger Hauer.
Yeah, Hauer. Yeah. And Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. So it's the lovers who are cursed. She is human by day, or one of them's a hawk.
She's a day or by night. That's what I can't remember actually.
It's like one of them is an animal by day, and one of them's a human by day, and the other's a human at night, and the other's an animal at night, and they can only come together as humans for the briefest moment as sunset.
Yeah, as
and
the
they've got to
sun
break
goes
the curse.
down. Yeah.
It's a great fantasy movie.
Yeah. It's and Richard Donner is a really magnificent director. He did the original Superman films and the Weapon films. And Goonies. He's a good director, so you're in good hands. if you love your fantasy movies, you're definitely going to enjoy that one.
It's a great fantasy romance movie. Yeah.
All right, this is going to start us off. I know me and
Okay,
you how
let's
we
go.
are, right?
Let's go. Parenthood. Oh my god, this movie is so good.
So
Oh my god.
Angry Ozzy and I have got into conversations about Parenthood, even when Parenthood wasn't in the list. I remember editing out many conversations that Angry Ozzy and I have had about Parenthood in previous videos.
It's one of the most amazing ensemble casts. It's multiple generation. There's a young Keanu Reeves. There's a freakishly young Joaquin Phoenix. He's called Leaf Phoenix in the credits, but it's Joaquin
Yes.
Phoenix.
Yep.
Steve Martin, Mary Steenburgen, and Jason Robards is the older. It's an incredible cast.
Who was the guy that we were talking about that was also in this? And he was in Amadeus.
Tom Hulce.
Tom Hulce. Yep.
He's the outcast of the family.
And Diane Wiest.
She's
the girl
fantastic.
from the Goonies is in this as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen.
It's a phenomenal ensemble
Yeah,
cast.
what a great film! And even with all those multiple stories mixed in for 2 hours, you still don't feel like it was missing anything. You can walk away from the film and you feel like it was everything that it needed to grasp.
Yeah.
I watched this originally because I'm a Steve Martin nerd. Growing up, especially in the 80s, I watched anything and everything that was Steve Martin.
Yeah.
And this was a massive educational hit of a film when I'm 12 years old watching Parenthood. I didn't know what women's accessories in the top drawer of the
there's some
but
good
I was quickly learned, and then there was Keanu Reeves taking photos where they could record their love.
Yes.
And it was a massive educational film for me.
Yeah.
But,
very good film.
Looking back on it, there's some incredible film moments in this, and I wouldn't trade this for the world. I'm really glad they have this film in existence. Okay. I haven't seen this one. This is one of those Hammer horrors.
Oh, okay. So, wow. I have not seen it, but again, Nelson Eddy, the cast they got in the Hammer horror films was always fascinating.
Right? It just was whoever they could afford at the time.
Yeah. Christopher Lee did so many Hammer horror films, and he always takes it really seriously when he's in it.
Same with Bugosi.
Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi, yeah.
Yeah. Hammer was a British film production company, and they kind of churned out a lot of comparatively low budget horror films, but they weren't bad. They are quite entertaining.
They have really held up over the years, and that's why Universal still promote them to this day. Okay, next up. Oh, I love this movie.
Oh, Romancing the Stone, another absolute classic.
Joan Wilder.
Yeah.
So this was a classic Robert Zemeckis film, which is the guy that made Back to the Future and Forrest Gump. And what's the other one? The 10,000 BC, was that him or was that someone else?
Oh, I don't even remember.
He did a whole lot of stop motion 3D animated films, where they all wore dots on their face.
Yeah. This is a mashup of an action film and a rom-com, and it's really
an adventure. And so many laughs. Danny DeVito as well as in this.
Danny DeVito's awesome.
the guy that owned the drug thing was the same bad guy that was in Three Amigos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're in for a really fun time. If you haven't seen this, give it a go because it's a lot of
Also, more or less the theme song, Billy Ocean, when the going gets tough, the tough gets
the
going,
tough to
was
get
a
going.
huge
Yes,
song.
they sure do. This was a weird one. Meryl Streep and David Strathairn in an action film. Like, what were they thinking? You know?
Yes, this is a weird one, and I saw a bit. It's a family are doing a rafting holiday, and they kind of cross paths with some escaped criminals. Kevin Bacon is the main bad guy. Really weird film, actually. Very weird
Yeah,
film.
I don't know how they decided. Oh yeah, we need Meryl Streep for our an action adventure movie. You know,
Yeah.
like okay, and then Meryl Streep agreed to it. That's the yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She wanted to do something different, is all I can think. Also, I think they maybe paid her a lot.
They must have what?
Paid her a lot of money.
Oh, I thought they must have. I thought you said they must have had good catering.
Maybe that too. Maybe she just liked the catering
They
on
had a
set.
really good caterer a lot. Yeah, on set. Okay, I haven't seen this one. It's called Reversal of Fortune.
Oh, okay. This is based on a true story. This was some New York socialites, and the the wife, who Glenn Close plays, dies, and the husband, who Jeremy Iron plays, is accused of murdering her, and it ends up the whole thing with like a it becomes a celebrity court case. The lawyer who represented him is the same lawyer who represented O.J. Simpson when O.J. Simpson was on trial.
All right. Yep. Yep.
So this is based on a real story, and its most famous line is at one point when the lawyer's trying to wrap his head around how weird their life actually was. He says to him as Jeremy Irons is getting in the car, he says, like, "You're really weird." And Jeremy Irons looks up and goes, "You have no idea." So it's a whole thing of the upper class are just so far removed from the rest of us, we'll never know what they're up to.
Okay. It sounds like actually I could do that quite happily. I think yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, just another straight up epic film, Raiders of the
A
Lost Ark.
banger, as they call them these days. The kids
Yeah.
call them. Yep. You got to watch
Again,
out for
so
airplane
many
killers in this one.
so many classic scenes and lines in this. If this movie's just amazing, it's incredible. It's like Steven Spielberg's tribute to Saturday morning serials.
Yep.
It's
And
epic.
written by George Lucas, I think, wasn't it?
Also, there is a bit that does not age well is the relationship between Indiana and the woman who's like 15 years younger than him. There's a whole thing of them having a
Really?
thing
That
when
much
she was a
younger.
child.
Karen Allen, you mean?
Yeah, no, there is. You can find some real dark stuff about Spielberg and the screenwriter coming up with stuff. Oh no, there is some really dark stuff behind it. But if you ignore that, great film.
Okay, last movie.
Yes,
And like I said, this is one that keeps on coming up over and over again on our show.
yep.
And we're going to do it one more time. Here we go.
Oh hell yes, Bill Murray and Scrooged. Yes.
So, as we've said before, it's a fun, silly movie. It has some crazy moments. They follow the Scrooge series quite well.
Yeah.
It's my favorite of the Scrooge films, including last week we had the Muppets.
The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Michael Caine. I still like this one more.
So yes, this was a modern adaptation of A Christmas Carol. There are so many funny scenes in this movie. And
and guess who directed it?
who directed it?
Richard Donner, the same
Richard
director
Donner.
of
Okay.
Lady Hawk that we were just talking
Yeah.
about a moment ago.
I think maybe my favorite joke is at one point when Bill Murray's being carried along by one of the ghosts and he's seeing a gathering and it's his younger brother with some of his friends. And they're all basically saying, your older brother is really rich and he's quite a dick. And the younger brother says, no, he's great. Like, what did he give you last Christmas? And he's trying to deflect. Everyone's saying to him, your brother's a jerk. And he's going, I don't remember. And Bill Murray shouts at him, a toaster. I got you a toaster. And he's saying it like he's a multi-millionaire and it was a good thing that he gave his brother a toaster. He's like, he's so clueless. It's really funny.
And then he was going to give him, he told his secretary to give him a towel that had the IBS logo on there, which is quite funny that it's called IBS, by the way, but that's not. She gave him a VCR, which was a very nice present back in the day.
Yep. Yep, back in the day, like the first Fast and Furious movie, they're stealing DVD players.
It's a beautiful film. There are bits that make you laugh. There are bits that make you cry. I really love that actor in it, who's in a whole bunch of movies back in the 80s. You see him pop up in so many movies. Not Bobcat Goldthwait. I know you're thinking that. No, he had this. He was in you know that film with Steve Martin gets the long nose?
Yeah, that's
called
based
Roxanne.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was another actor in that movie, Roxanne, and I think his name. Oh wow, that's quite. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted because there's such quite. There's a really amazing cast. Robert Mitchum is the president of
the TV station.
Of the TV station.
Yeah.
Carol Kane was the ghost of Christmas Present.
Classic comedic actor.
Anne Woodard was the assistant who looked after all his affairs, and she was amazing in Heart and Souls. David Johansen, who was in a band, best known for the New York Dolls.
Okay.
And he had that crunchy voice. He was the taxi driver who drove him back into the past, you know.
Yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait. John Glover was the guy who was trying to take his job. Yeah. But Michael J. Pollard was the name I was thinking of, and that he was the Herman guy. He was also in Tango and Cash, which is
that guy.
And in Tango, he's like he has. Look at this guy. There's a face you can't remember. You can't forget. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a classic that guy. You see him in movies. You go, hey, look, there's that guy. I've seen 100%. Him in so many things.
Absolutely, Angry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's again another big lot.
That was a great. Oh, okay, there are some good movies in that selection.
Yeah, I agree. I think this week has been another great week of fun movies. Yeah,
there's some absolute classics in there.
Some gems in there. I think the bundle, the Police Academy bundle, will be a lot of fun. The Omen bundle will be a lot of fun. And how come you guys didn't buy the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers bundle? What the heck? It's made in Sydney. Go watch it.
Yes.
It's really cool.
You actually get shots of Sydney from the 1980s.
90s, yeah. But there's
90s.
And all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was actually, after Angry mentioned it last week, I had to go and check it out. I was like, oh, wow, that's a trip.
Yeah, the monorail's still there in that movie.
Yes, it wasn't there. Yeah. All right, well, thank you again, Angry, again. And thank you guys for watching. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. with another awesome 30 disc bundle.
More laser discs. Be there, people.
Yep. Cheerio. See you next
Bye.
time.
Okay, that was awesome.
Yep. Oh, thank you.
There really were some really good movies in there.
Yeah, actually, really good lot, eh? Yeah.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Sophie has had that song in her head since we started recording. Poor girl's been sitting there.
driving me nuts because I haven't been able to say it.
Poor girl's been sitting there singing in her head.
Tell you what I want, what I really, really, really want.
I want the song stuck out of my head.
Okay, here's the funny thing to me. Okay, so the Spice Girls we're doing there. So what the recording industry had done for ages without telling people, they were just like hundreds of hopefuls would audition for them, and they'd go in and they'd go like, yeah, you and you and you, we'll put you together and say you're a band, and as the whole thing. And they'd done that since the 50s. And there was a thing with the Spice Girls, which was in the 90s.
Yep.
The record company, and it was this was Stock Aitken Waterman, who were a production team who had a bunch of hits. They just went, we're just going to do it openly. We are going to advertise. We're creating a new girl band. We want everyone in the country to audition, and we'll pick our favorites. And hundreds, if not thousands, of young ladies auditioned, and they picked their favorites, and they invented characters for them all, called them, Ginger Spice, Scary Spice, Sporty Spice, Baby Spice, all that shit. And very public. Like we got all these young women to audition, and it's all completely fabricated. And that was hugely successful. And then some record company people went, okay, everyone fucking bought that shit. Why don't we make a show, a TV show about everyone auditioning for it? And that was when the Pop Idol shows started.
Oh, okay. Yep.
They came out of the
Spice Girls. About the Spice Girls was they did sign up. They had it all arranged, and then they dragged their feet to the point where their contract ran out.
Yeah.
And so they left the company that had arranged the whole thing. Yeah. And then joined another company, and then that's where they took off.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting that they, this usually with these pre-made bands, usually they're stuck with a contract forever, but they drag their feet for too long.
Yeah. They had them for a limited time. There's a movie from the 80s, I think, called Idolmaker, and it's about the record company guys who created pop stars in the 50s. And it's fictional. They have fictional pop stars in it, but everyone agrees that was inspired by...
I've got an Idolmaker from 1980 with Peter Gallagher.
Yeah, that's it. And it's based on what happened in the 50s with pop stars. And the characters in the movie are fictional, but if you look up the lore, people go, oh yeah, they're referencing the stories of this real pop star and this real pop star. So basically, ever since the 50s, record companies have artificially created pop stars and bands. And the Spice Girls was the first time they did it openly. They said, we are having auditions across the whole country, and we're going to make this all-girl band. And that was so successful, they literally went, why don't we keep doing it, but we'll make it a TV show where everyone comes in and auditions to be in a band. And that's where
the Monkees became famous because of how they rebelled against their company as well.
Yeah.
They were structured as a alternative to the Beatles that were much more, friendly, less controversial and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they got upset, especially Michael Nesmith, because they weren't allowed to play their own instruments on the songs.
Yeah, because Nesmith was a real musician.
Qualified musicians, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, the Beatles were a real band and the Monkees weren't. But
Correct. Yeah, the Monkees were a band put together by a corporation.
yeah,
Just
and
like
I feel like
and stuff like that too. Yeah, Village People.
yeah, Village People, but it tracks through.
Yeah.
But I still come back to Spice Girls was the first time they were honest about it. They said we are going to audition across the country, and from these auditions, we will fabricate a girl band. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah, and then it caught on like that heaps because
Take
Five,
Five was one of them, weren't
yeah,
they?
Five
And
was that was we're on the same page here, and
yeah,
who was the guys with Justin Timberlake was in NSYNC.
yeah, NSYNC. There was another English one, but there's also Australian versions of it.
Take That was another
Yeah,
one
take that. Yeah,
that was very
Robbie
much
Williams again.
open about it.
Yeah.
Have you seen
So
that Robin Williams movie where he's a monkey?
I haven't watched it yet. Where
It's actually
he
really, really well made film. I
that's
love it.
what I've heard.
That's the funny thing about that film is there's so much going on in the background that you need to
Yeah.
watch it twice because like as much as a lot of people are like I don't want to watch that a second time, but I was very lucky because I was spotting stuff and then rewinding it as I went because there was so much stuff happening in the background. It was really funny. But yeah, no, really well written film. Made out of recordings that Robin Williams made, reading a book about his life.
Yeah.
And that's how the narration came for the film. And then it was like, okay, now we've got that, we can start making directing a film.
And if I understood it right, it was like a conceit where Robbie Williams is saying the public version of me is not real. So if I'm going to do a biopic, I need to do something that highlights the fact this is not real. And so it's me as a chimp.
It's how he visions himself with his depression. Yeah. The film is really about how he has inner demons.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's trying to come to terms with it.
And yeah, so he feels himself as a dancing monkey.
Yeah.
So can I nag you to drop those files onto me in Discord maybe tomorrow morning or something like that?
Yeah. We'll do messages on whatever thing is easiest to put the files on.
Yeah.
Message me in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll do that. Yeah.
I've gone well over your time. Are you sure you don't mind sitting here chatting, or I imagine?
Sorry, what? I'm going to bed now.
Yeah. No, it's just I just was thinking shit.
No. It's like, but I haven't had any I don't know if Mrs. Angry is having trouble sleeping or has fallen asleep on the lounge or what.
Yeah, she hasn't messaged you, has she?
No, I haven't had any messages. But I'm going to sign off. Be back on Thursday.
There's 3 people online right now.
Also,
neither of them are your siblings. There's someone watching Greenland 2.
Okay.
And someone's watching the new Housemaid movie.
Oh, okay.
Both from the 2020s folder. Thank you for spotting that, by the way. I really appreciate you spotting anything that
I said you'd put Hamnet in the wrong folder.
I do that sometimes, yeah. I'll be like, yeah, boom, 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 boom,
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. I haven't asked you, like, do you think the book movie video, was that a return to form tonight, that one?
Yes. I'm sorry. I should have said it. I was absolutely impressed. Yes, very, very impressed.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
So, there was a cocktail that you're not a massive fan of, and I thought this was a cocktail book about your favorite cocktails.
Yeah, well, the one that goes in, because my own creation, the vanilla cold brew old fashioned, I fucking love it. It's way better than a Carajillo old.
Like I really love the approach that the the first part of it when you're doing like this.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't know what made me do that, but I just thought I want to do this bit at the start.
I was watching you film. The reason why you did that because you wanted to do like an interpersonal, like having a chat with the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect. I really like that. That again is one of the things that makes these book movie videos better than the usual standard video.
Yeah. I haven't actually fully decided what the next one's going to be. Probably tomorrow I need to start thinking about it and start scripting it for
If
Friday.
I was to include my 2 cents, I would say please do more cocktails that are in your top 10s.
Yeah, but that's what they are. This is my
that one was in your top 10.
My vanilla coffee old fashioned was in my 2024 top 10.
Okay.
That's the angle I took. Like now, today, everyone's talking about the Carajillo old fashioned. Everyone who does cocktails on YouTube is talking about the Carajillo old fashioned, and I don't love it. And then I looked at my own history and went, but I 2 years ago, I actually made a vanilla coffee old fashioned and I loved it. So it's like, is my one actually better than the one everyone's talking about? So I made them side by side and went, yeah, my one is better than the one everyone's talking about. So,
but I really like that you approached that in the sense of talking about the town that you're into. You know, really,
because I wanted to bring in the coffee thing,
or even interstate are going to take in a bit more out of that too. They really love that. That's a good general audience topic. So, and your editing was spot on again. I really love the way you do the bottle presentation and stuff like that.
It's my second experiment with how to
TARDIS zoom, or if it was a slide in on this one. I think.
Yeah, the first time I did it sliding in, which I liked. But then the idea came to me of like, I can use the editing software to.
The TARDIS is so much better in the way of.
And I like that so much more.
Look at it, and it gets you time to join the dots with the 3 flavors when you've got it there on the screen. So
Yeah.
All right.
So I have to decide what I'm going to do this Friday. Maybe the tequila.
The Carajillo. What is that one? You
the what?
Carajillo, the Vieux Carré.
The Vieux Carré.
Yeah, that one. I think that's one of the best ones you've ever made in the way of cocktails.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's a classic. That's not so much being.
I mean, let's be clear here. You're not trying to do ones you haven't done before.
No. This is all stuff that these are my favorites. This is
greatest hits collection. Yes, yeah. So, would have you created to the greatest hits? You damn right.
What I could potentially redo, because there was a very interesting article on one of the websites I use, Punch Drink, where they said these drinks are overrated, and most of the ones they were going through were that's overrated. And then it was like Jeffrey Morgenthaler, who's one of the most influential people of the last 20, 30 years, said the Vieux Carré was overrated. And I was like,
I remember you did that video, and then he brought out his own version of the Vieux Carré.
No, what he said it's not his version, it's another classic called the La Louisiane, and he said this is better.
Yeah.
I could maybe remake that and edit it better and just go like, okay, these are 2 New Orleans classics. My favorite is the Vieux Carré.
I would.
Morgenthaler says the La Louisiane is better.
And watch the old video to make it. How would you make it differently?
Yes, rewatch that one and go, what could I do to make this?
No, that's definitely great. I'm going to rewatch it too, just so I can give you notes. After.
Actually, rewatch it and give me notes and say it would be better if you did this, this, and this.
Yeah.
Because you're my producer.
The extended talk at the start, I really cannot emphasize enough how much better that is.
I could maybe do a similar thing because I could go like
trying to rush through.
I could do a thing where I'm going like, there are classics that are associated with various things. The New Orleans classics, literally the New Orleans classics are my favorites of all time. And I just go like, I love the Vieux Carré. And then, there was this article online that I took as a personal attack. It said my favorite was overrated. And I was like, who the fuck is saying that? And it's like, Jeffrey Morgenthaler. Okay. One of the most influential
can't
people.
argue with him too much,
One of the most knowledgeable and influential people of the last 20, 30 years is I feel like he is personally calling me out. It's Jeffrey Morgenthaler. Oh, that's what I could do. I could act affronted. I would go, Jeffrey Morgenthaler went on the internet and called me personally out. He was like, you don't know what you're talking about. That's what I could do. I could make a whole thing where it's like a react video or a drama video. I could make a drama video like Jeffrey Morgenthaler is saying,
can
I'm a
you
schmuck
read
who
out
doesn't
his
know.
quote? Can you take it like a piece of paper and say, right, he read, and then hold it there in front of you and say what he said verbatim.
Yeah.
And
I
say,
could make
right,
it's
now,
like YouTube. I could do it like a YouTube drama video, like Jeffrey Morgenthaler called me out and said, "You're a schmuck."
You're on it. You got it. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I love it when you hit it's like lightning, isn't it? That great feeling of, okay, I've got a channel now. I know what to do.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to pretend Jeffrey Morgenthaler saying the Vieux Carré was overrated is a personal attack on me.
Heine said to say hello.
Hello, Heine.
Sorry, I'm just checking out the chat, seeing we're about to.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
kept watching, but they were kind of resigned. You and me were just talking for an hour, and they'll watch.
They don't mind. They don't. I've heard. I thought they would. Honestly, I thought they'd be a bit. Hey, he's taking all of Angry's attention away. But
no. I think
on other days when we talk about that we did this video and stuff like that, all I hear is positive remarks from everybody else.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of the negativity that I thought I would get. Yeah.
All right, but I'm going to bed now. I heard
we have a great audience, Angry. That's why. Yeah. All right. Bugger ye off.
All right. So Thursday night, folks, we'll be back. See you then. But bye for now.
You are totally fucked up!